So the next piece on the program is quite a bit different from everything else that is on there, both in time period and in how it sounds. It's a composition of my own, and it's called Aurora Aubade, and it's based on a beautiful poem by my dear friend Ian Colbert called Resurrection Trail 4, Aurora Aubade. And Mr. Colbert is here this evening, and I would love it if you come up and sing this and read the poem.
I'm very nervous. I didn't realize there was such a large audience. But
you're among friends, don't worry about it.
Yeah. And thank you so much, Justin.
Thank you.
I have been just incredibly honored for Justin to take this piece, which actually comes from a book that itself was a collaboration among two photographers as well as my sister. So 4 people put this together, and Justin has elevated it in ways I could never anticipate, but you can see the difference. So this last piece is part of a serial poem, and it takes the context centers around the Arctic Ocean village of Kaktovik, about 30 miles west of the Canadian border. So Justin and I have both spent time there. Okay. Aurora Aubade. Like the way the story goes about the Northern Lights, how they are souls of children died at birth playing. And as for Kent, he often whistles when the arc is just green and sluggish, less than promising, to draw what's wild and alien and oblivious, down to where there's life, and thus love, and the realm where it can dance. 2. Mother Bear will sit upright like a human, legs bent to either side of her haunches in the sedge. To let her cubs nursing, prone in bullet-shaped forms, paws gathering her into their comfort's extension, take nourishment. 3. The state of health does not itself die. Nourishment like life flees through the ages, avoids death through the polar darknesses, flies from the bone piles, the frizzled skins, the bloodied ripped furs, the contussive ice, the rust-colored snows, through the freeze-ups and the thaws, and in the very act of being consumed, finds new form again, which is the first and only state of health, this being alive, and it will not know death till death is done. 4. The humor with which their bellows find regard in an Inupiat town, fear when they run between trucks, or to get children to behave, Nanak's gonna get you. The sleek long necks strangely hand-like paws reaching out of the waves, or forming triangle wakes as they powerfully swim where it's calm. Their skulls arranged north to the sea where spirits fly, in the memories still imagined on the Beaufort, in the dark, rich dream of Arctic antiquity, of history gone but still here. 5. Children who were stillborn, the dark and howling winters, the island swept with fog in the autumn of the Arctic. 6. Like the way the story goes about the Northern Lights, how they are fierce spirits wild as the winds that can kill here. And children beware, they can use your head for a ball. If they get you, I once read. 7. Lastingness. Not the naive a Western mind once construed of any kind of idea of a circle, in which things come to be, are given and give themselves into the light, illuminating things. to perish and go into a place beyond darkness, be reborn. As if that were it to the thought, as if the terror of change and of changes never seen before were not part of it. I believe the love of humans has seen within decaying forms the beauty of itself, yet the metaphor wakes cold in the air and the light. But who has seen the whale's vigor, not the whale return, the strength and blow, defiance and breach, the will and parting around flukes and dive, and the new flow of blood accepted by the waves. And in the famine of sealless seas, the maritime bears thinly ranging, nosing out of life, the aware nose smelling for again the first time a musty tinge and moment to the air, has seen health, or its spirit, or an echo where it was absent. To have a simple faith in life, as though all living things love to live. This so, all things alive love. The tail and remnant of a fox, which smells of the comforts of fur in a den being nestled into fur, lives on, the young pup's final game of play, but only through the heart and with seeing. 10. That the spirit of youthfulness, the young and happy ones, be there in the morning and the wind. Thank you very much.
So to set this poem in song form, Ian, what you're going to hear is not exactly the words as you just heard them. So Ian gave me permission to excerpt as well as to rearrange in order. So you'll hear things in a different order. By the way, this man's beautiful book is called Midnight Elegies, and you can buy it on Amazon.com. And this is a beautiful poet who writes so beautifully about, we're all Alaskan here, he writes about this beautiful state and its wildernesses and its many moods. So I can only recommend that you hop on Amazon and get that. And without further ado, this is Aurora Aubade. Like the way the story goes about the northern lights, how they are the souls of children died at birth, playing. And as for Kent, he often whistles when the earth is just green and sluggish, less than promising. To bring what's wild and alien and oblivious down to where there's life. And love in the realm where it can dance, children who were stillborn, the dark and howling winters. The island swept with fog. In the autumn, in the Arctic, the tail and remnant of a fox, which smells of comforts of fur in a den. Being nestled into fur, the young pups' final game of play. Like the way the story goes about the northern lights, how they are fierce spirits, wild as the winds that can kill here. I believe the love of humans has seen within decaying forms the beauty of itself. Yet the metaphor wakes cold in the air and the light. But who has seen the whale's vigor, not the whale return, the strength in blow, defiance in breach, the will and parting around flukes in dive, and the new flow of blood accepted by the waves. And in the famine of sealess seas the maritime bears, thinly ranging, nosing out of life, the aware nose smelling for again the first time a musty tinge and moment to the air, has seen health or its spirit, or an echo where it was absent. To have a simple faith in life, as though all living things love to live. This so, all things alive love. spirit of youthfulness, the young and happy ones, be there in the morning